You might be going to Longhorn for the steak, but that Outlaw ribeye just won't be complete without some mac and cheese. Or would a loaded baked potato be better? Here's how the chain's sides rank according to customers. The rice pilaf at Longhorn Steakhouse hasn't garnered great reviews for reasons that seem to focus on two major downfalls. One customer on Yelp claimed that the rice pilaf is a bit too salty, while several other Yelp users have complained that their rice has come out cold. While we would pass this off as something that might happen at only one location, the fact that the rice is also salty makes the side dish a double problem as far as we are concerned. All in all, though rice pilaf can certainly be delicious, it might be best if you skip it when you're at Longhorn Steakhouse. Although this side dish is incredibly basic, it's worth mentioning that the french fries at Longhorn do come specially seasoned, which is something that might interest you. Described online as natural cut and dusted with prairie dust seasoning, this option sounds like it could be nothing short of delicious. Despite their promise, customers actually seem underimpressed with the fries offered here. Many claim that although the inside of the fry remains nice and fluffy, the outside is also flimsy, and the seasoning comes off a bit too well seasoned to some. It's understandable how the prairie dust might not float everyone's boat, especially since copycat recipes list spices like garlic and cayenne pepper as part of their Longhorn rendition. However, it seems to be the texture of the fries that throws people off the most. Either way, you can expect the fries sold at Longhorn to be average at best. Not fantastic, but not terrible either. According to the website, Longhorn shrimp and lobster chowder obviously comes with shrimp and lobster, along with red bell peppers, corn, potatoes, and green onion, all wrapped up in a rich soup base. It looks delicious enough on the menu, but we were surprised to see such mediocre reactions to it online. One customer complained that though it's called the shrimp and lobster chowder, you actually get very little shrimp and lobster in the soup.
Where's all the shrimp here? Where's all the shrimp?
The flavor is just so-so and isn't worth the price, in their opinion. Despite this, another customer posted online to beg for the recipe because apparently it's one of the best soups she's ever tasted from a chain restaurant. So while opinions may vary, it seems that this soup pick probably doesn't hold a candle to the Longhorn French onion or loaded potato soup. Though a Caesar salad sounds simple enough to rank, the one here at Longhorn elicits so many opposing reviews that it's difficult to know exactly what you'll get when you order this very popular side dish. On one hand, some customers complain that the Caesar salad here is so dry that you may need to ask for an extra cup of the dressing to get it to taste good. With that said, other customers have experienced the salad literally swimming in Caesar dressing, even to the point of calling it soup. Overall, it sounds like the salad is indeed tasty, but allowing Longhorn to call the shots when it comes to the addition of the dressing isn't quite the wisest thing to do. Instead, try ordering the Caesar salad with the dressing on the side. Once you've added the amount of dressing you're comfortable with, we're fairly confident you'll find this Parmesan and crouton essenced salad worth your bite. It isn't that sweet potatoes themselves are gross, but the way they're topped and even their presentation can sometimes cause patrons to take offense. The reviews available online tend to favor Longhorn sweet potato offering, with the rich taste of cinnamon sugar and butter complementing the potato's naturally sweet flavor. With that said, the amount of sweetness seems to be the main source of irritation for a few folks, as the cinnamon sugar can appear simply dumped over the potato, to the point where it can sometimes be annoyingly sweet. As if that's not enough, some patrons seem to take exception with the presentation of the sweet potato. While wild whiskers branching off of sweet potatoes is unacceptable, you should adjust your expectations concerning how sweet potatoes actually look. Contrary to the glossy pics you'll find on the menu, true sweet potatoes have a naturally rustic appearance that may not match your expectations. But don't worry, the taste will still be there, and that's what matters most. A light and sweet-tasting salad might just be the refreshing bite you need before, during, or after a heavy steak meal, and the strawberry pecan salad sold at Longhorn is just that. It's described as fresh greens stuffed full of juicy strawberries, pecans, mandarins, grapes, and feta, and topped with a raspberry vinaigrette. Just by the description alone, it's obvious that this salad is a rather sweet bite, though those who have tried it before claim that it's a welcome break from all the intensity of flavor from Longhorn's other entrees and sides. Try upgrading the basic salad that comes with your main meal for a strawberry pecan one for only a couple dollars more. Reviewers concur that the strawberry pecan salad is delicious, but it still may not be as interesting as some of the other top contenders on this list. Good mashed potatoes can often be hard to come by, especially when attempting to compare them to how they taste homemade. Though not the fanciest option, the mashed potatoes at Longhorn Steakhouse remain a great choice, with real butter dripping from its top all the way to the bottom. Reviewers love these mashed potatoes and claim they taste authentic, unlike the instant potato versions you sometimes get from other chain restaurants. In fact, it seems that review after review touts these potatoes as absolutely incredible, but though they are delicious, the potatoes aren't nearly as exciting as some of the other top contenders. There's no cheese or bacon, sour cream, gravy, or anything that makes them stand out. Broccoli may or may not be your go-to when you're at a steakhouse. After all, it's something people can easily make at home. That is, if you even like it in the first place.
No matter how bad it gets, no matter how scary,
Nothing's as bad as broccoli.
nothing's as bad as broccoli.
However, it should be noted that people on TikTok and Reddit seem to think the broccoli at Longhorn is actually pretty amazing. Blame it on the herb butter sauce drizzled on top. Still, this broccoli is apparently hard to resist, making it yet another wonderful vegetable option to pair with your meaty steak dinner. A few insiders from Longhorn have admitted they don't entirely know what's in the herb butter sauce, though a couple seem to indicate that there's a hint of lemon in it along with vegetable seasoning. Either way, it seems to win over broccoli lovers everywhere, so pairing it with steak, chicken, salmon, or other options is a literal no-brainer. Still, it seems like a rather run-of-the-mill option, so it isn't quite the ultimate pick when stacked against so many other unique and rich-tasting side dish options. Asparagus is yet another one of those boring types of vegetables that most people would traditionally turn up their noses at, but Longhorn Steakhouse is here to fix that.
Asparagus? I thought you hate asparagus.
I thought so too.
Longhorn Steakhouse views asparagus as no exception when it comes to dishing up yummy veggies. The asparagus here is steamed and tossed in a lemon butter sauce, which is a great way to sneak veggies into your diet without having to sacrifice taste in the process. Some reviewers proclaim that the asparagus sold at Longhorn is cooked to utter perfection, making it the perfect addition to signature Longhorn entrees. From what we can tell, the portion size of the asparagus is also nothing to scoff at, as spear upon spear is loaded onto your plate to make for a satisfying meal worth spending your hard-earned money on. Overall, it's pretty unexpected that a side dish this basic would make it so high up on the list of Longhorn side dish faves, but it's true. Brussels sprouts have a horrible reputation for being a disgusting vegetable that most people tend to avoid.
Oh my god, it's Brussels sprouts!
That's worse than no food.
However, at Longhorn Steakhouse, there's quite a different narrative. We've seen countless reviews hailing the Brussels sprouts as absolutely delicious, with some even claiming it as the best Brussels sprouts they've ever had. According to their website, the Brussels sprouts are tossed in smoky honey butter, leading to a wonderfully flavorful yet crunchy side dish that becomes one of the stars of the Longhorn Steakhouse side dish menu. If you don't believe it, head over to Longhorn and sample it yourself. There are restaurants out there that do a poor job at executing loaded baked potatoes, but rest assured that Longhorn Steakhouse isn't one of them. The loaded baked potato comes as a side dish option for any entree and is loaded with the goods. This baked option comes layered with butter, Daisy brand sour cream, flavorful yellow cheddar, and applewood smoked bacon. It is then speckled with brightly colored fresh green onions to make for a cheery yet reliably satisfying appearance. As for the taste, how could you go wrong? Deemed the best baked potato in town by some, this fan-favorite side dish is downright delectable. The Daisy sour cream is also notable, adding a tangy and creamy taste that marries perfectly with the cheddar and bacon for a richly satisfying side to accompany your main dish. The French onion soup sold at Longhorn is said to be very tasty. It seems to be your traditional French soup fare made with beef broth, but it's the details that make it so delish. The soup envelopes seasoned croutons and is topped with both Swiss and provolone cheeses. Parmesan and garlic are then dusted on top for an additional flavorful finish that takes this French onion soup up and over the edge. According to the customer reviews, this French onion soup is a favorite among many Longhorn patrons. One said that they've never had a better French onion soup anywhere, while others agree that it is indeed a top-notch choice when it comes to whetting your appetite. The loaded potato soup at Longhorn Steakhouse is another must-have when it comes to side dishes. Though a soup, this option totally works as a side or starter to a delicious meal, and according to customers, you'll be glad you went with this option. This soup is literally loaded with cheddar cheese, smoky bacon, fresh green onions, and of course, chunky potatoes. According to some patrons, this soup is quite hearty and is actually filling enough to make a meal on its own, so grab this starter dish only if you're truly hungry. In regards to what patrons specifically have to say regarding this soup, just know that it's often among the most raved about foods featured on the menu. One customer confirmed that almost everything at Longhorn tastes good, but the loaded potato soup is one of the foods that goes above and beyond. What's better than a hearty steakhouse mac and cheese? A hearty steakhouse mac and cheese with bacon and Parmesan topping. That's what. Longhorn Steakhouse outdoes itself by offering cheese lovers its version of this American favorite, stuffing it with 4 melty cheeses, yummy noodles, and topping it off with applewood smoked bacon. As if all of that wasn't enough, the chain gives customers a chance to savor crispy Parmesan breadcrumbs on top for an overall show-stopping side dish to pair with your meal. As for what customers have to say, almost everyone agrees that the mac and cheese at Longhorn is worth every penny. It has the perfect texture paired with a ton of cheese, 2 qualities we think every winning mac and cheese should provide. All in all, this particular side is worth ordering, given its upscale flavor and over-the-top add-ins.